going on, everybody? Oh man, what's going on, everybody? What's up, son? What's going on, everybody? Give everybody the opportunity to get on. What's going on, son? How you doing today? How was work? Everything's good. That's right. That's right. I'm glad. That's my son right there, doing this thing. Doing some big things. Can't be no big proud father of that situation. Everybody know that right now on my live. You know what I'm saying? What's up, nephew? You gotta get some of that love too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love to see when the young ones get in on it. Hey, what's going on? You doing all right, love? How you doing? I'll try to get you in here. All right.
Hey
Hey,
y'all.
man.
Hey y'all.
That pretty person is. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel like yo,
He's so funny.
you know what I'm saying? What's going on, nephew? Man, do our thing. What's
Hey
going on, cuz?
TJ.
Hey, everybody.
Hey
What's up,
TJ.
family? Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? Oh, look at all that love right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's that love, man. You can't get no better than that. Just enjoying it, man.
Hey
Yeah.
TJ.
So, man, this is big. Hey, Carrie, what's going on, man?
Hey Carrie.
Everybody, hey,
Hey
Sanidra.
Sanidra.
Yeah, man. Big things today. We just trying to build this platform up. Also, too, want to definitely push out that Sanidra, she's doing her lives too. So I'll get them up on my site. So she's really doing big in the real estate and in the appraisal business. She's got her own. We got to show love and everything. So just wanted to make sure everybody show that love. So what? So with the
Don't
day
forget
we're
to
going
invite
to
Merlin in.
all right, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let me see if I can get her in here. All right. All right. See if I can find her. I don't know if I can find her. I can't find her. She might have to hit it again. How good is she going? Let me see. She's not on. She has to come on me some kind of way. She's not on right now. I'm sorry. She's not on right now, so I can't get her in. So anyway, today we're talking about W-2 versus 1099, and we got a special guest. She's gonna be coming on in a second, and so she's gonna be. Let me see if I can get her in. I'm trying to. So her live is what? Essential work? Essential? What is it? What does it mean? Her live is essential. It's essential. What's her live? Okay, hold on a second. I think I lost you.
It's essential.
Okay. I was trying to get her in. Let me see if I can get her in right quick. I don't see her on here.
Uh,
Okay. I was trying. I don't see her in my. She's off. It's not showing her in there, so she's not on right now. So I have to probably text her to tell her to get on. If you could text her, tell her to get on. We'll get started.
okay.
Yeah, because I don't see her in the live. She's not live. I know her. Sometimes she be having technical problems and stuff. So, but yeah, just text her and I'll let her in as soon as she. That's okay. So anyway, you're freezing up. So I guess. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so it's not letting her in right now. I guess you have to try again. I think she's trying. But anyway, so it's not. I'm trying to let her in. I don't want to continue to hold up while we're um, the.
She got all the information.
Yeah, I think she's not. I think she's not putting it in the way it should be. So she tried to call me on my cell, but it's not going. I don't think that I'll be able to let her in like through my cell. She's trying to do it okay. Now I got her as follow. Let me see if this will help. Let me see. I'll try it again this way.
Okay,
There
she
she
just
go.
come on.
Okay,
There she go.
I got it. All right. So we'll see if I can let her in right here. All right. Okay. So okay. All right.
There she is.
Hey, how you doing? You there?
Hey, I'm here now. Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
needed an invite.
I got you. Okay. All right. So everybody, thank you once again, everybody that's on the live. Um, and so, um, and so I got Michelle Crawford on, beautiful wife, and then also I got Miss Marilyn on Morgan. She's been a part of Crawford Transportation for years, but she's always been in the background doing things that, when it comes to our taxes and things of the nature and helping, just grow the business. And so when I started the CLA project, along with herself, Michelle, and Heather, these young ladies, it's a part of the discussion. And
Mhm.
so that's what this platform is really about. It's about having a discussion, what we do every day. And the thing about it is that just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that when we're having this discussion, it's really about you, the individual that are looking for information when it comes to, Transportation Tuesday. But I do want to take a pause and say, hey, I want to thank everybody once again. Another day above ground. It's a beautiful day and it's a blessed day. So with that said, I
That's
couldn't do this
right.
without God, and I always have to get him in and give him the glory.
Mhm.
So Miss Marilyn, so once again, welcome to the platform with,
Okay.
me and my
And
beautiful wife. So we do this every Tuesday. She hanging in there with me. Last week she it was called a takeover. So she took over and talked more about, we got into capital capability statements, and we
yeah.
talked about
hmm
finances and things like that. And like I said, wanted to have you on because, you see a lot of, you've been, doing, how long, and let me ask you this, how long have you been dealing with taxes and things of that nature? How long have you been, if you had to say how long you've been in that field?
Um, I started in 1975. And I know you can tell how old I was around that time.
Mhm.
I started when there were paper returns, when you
Okay.
had to calculate them
Okay.
on paper. You was getting them, or your mama
I
was getting
got
them in the
you.
mail.
That's
I
right.
got you. I
Right. Where
got
you
you.
had
And
to go
you,
to the library
when
or
your
go to the
mom
house.
got them in the mail
Got
and
you.
calculated them and mailed them back in.
I got you.
Um, but professionally, I've been certified for probably about 10 years. So, in doing and getting involved in payroll taxes as well. But I started out with individual taxes.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. So, so this is what I was saying about everybody that has all this talent that's a part of the CLA, connection. And the thing about it, like I said, I always tell everybody, no matter how many lives, are on, it's really about, getting the information out there, because the one thing about this information is it's recorded. So it'll be uploaded on our different platforms. So individuals like that may not have been alive, but being a part of the live, they'll be able to see,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what we're talking about and kind of gather some things from there. And Ms. Marilyn, that's when you say you've been around, since '75. What I like about that is like that's
I was
telling me,
very young.
where I'm from, the streets they'll call you an OG. That's called an OG. Can a young lady be an OG? I'm just asking. I don't know. I just ask it. Oh, I know that like the OGs, the males, but I'm trying.
It's okay.
Do women call each other OGs and stuff
No.
like that when y'all?
I,
What would y'all do as a term of saying that a young lady has been in the game?
I think the new culture, the young culture, calls us aunties.
Aunties. Oh,
Yes.
okay, got you.
I think that's
And
what
Okay,
I'm a
it
lot of
means.
people's auntie,
okay,
trust
I
Some
me.
got you.
people are
Okay,
offended.
okay,
Some
that's
people
okay.
are offended if you call them auntie, and some people are not.
And
Okay,
But I think
anytime they start
that's
working,
what the new culture is doing. Yeah.
and
yeah,
they need taxes, their first 1040 easy.
Right.
I'm
yeah,
auntie.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, my nephew said, "Yeah, I don't know either." He looking like I don't know either. So, hey, look,
I have
that's
a
it's
couple questions for Merlin.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Marilyn, we're in the transportation business, and the way our incorporation is
And
set up.
I'm losing my volume.
You losing signal?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear.
Okay, so you probably this is gonna be based off your
Can you turn the volume up on your phone?
turn the volume up on your side of your phone.
I can't hear.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. My volume went away. I can't
Okay.
get my volume. Can you hear me?
Well, we can hear you.
But I can't hear you.
Okay, then that means you,
I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Are you tapped into your internet? I can't explain. She froze up, so she'll probably have to come back in.
Yeah.
Can
So
you hear?
what I was gonna hold Tori.
Well, I was able to hear you before, but
Okay. All right. So try and leave and join again. Leave and join back. Leave and join back, Miss Marilyn. Okay. Have her go out and come back.
I don't have my volume.
Okay. On your. Okay. Just leave and come back, Miss Marilyn.
She can't hear.
Okay. Let me send her a text. All right. But yeah, what's the question you was going to ask her?
I was going to ask her to tell us the difference between a 1099 and a W-2. So with that being said, the way our
guys, I'm on my phone, but I cannot hear anyone. I cannot hear.
Okay, we hear you. Okay.
So I'm gonna see if she'll go out. She's trying to. Anyway. So what you were saying me about the 1099?
What I was going to ask her is what the difference was between the 1099 and a W-2.
Okay.
Because the way our business is set up, we have employees. So our employees have to have a W-2, and they have to fill out a W-2 and then determine what their deductions are going to be. And that form now changed. The previous form, you be able to take the deductions according to how many children you have, and you could claim up to 9. You could claim yourself, and how many children you have. So the maximum deduction was 9 that you could take. But with this new form, you only can put how many children you have. You can't take any other deductions, and you have to make sure that the right amount of taxes is being taken out of your check. Otherwise, you will owe money at the end of the year. And a lot of people, because of this tax change, a lot of people are getting hit with owing at the year because they don't know that they need to have an additional $40 or $50 taken out their check on top of what the amount of taxes that's already being taken out of their check.
Exactly.
So Merlin knows that exact figure. She knows how to calculate that out. That's why I wanted her on the live so she can explain that a little bit more in detail. And also too with the
I'm trying to hold on. Ms. Marilyn, can you hear us? Marilyn, can you hear us?
Okay, I'm back.
Can you hear us?
My headset's on. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
We got you. So Merlin, now that you can hear us, can you I just touched on the W-2 and the additional deductions. Can you break it down a little bit further according to the amount of money you make and how you calculate that extra $50 or $60 that a person should add additionally to come out their paycheck?
Excuse me, before you go any further, Ms. Marilyn, first of all, I want to thank you. Apologize for the technical problems, but you're talking about from a W-2, correct me, versus the 1099?
From an employee standpoint.
Which is the W-2,
Which is the W-2 and an employee who's getting taxes withheld from their check. Now, this goes across the board. This is not just about transportation. This is about an individual because these are new changes that they need to be aware of. right? So at the end
Absolutely.
of the year when they do their taxes, if they owe, this is going to explain why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. W-2, I know you explained that a W-2, a person that works for an employer who receives a W-2 at the end of the year versus an independent contractor,
1099.
or right, a 1099,
Mm-hmm.
they receive a W-2 at the end of the year before they so that they can file their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
However, before you get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
a form, the W-4,
Mm-hmm.
when you start a company, you have to fill out an employee's withholding certificate. It's called a W-4. It tells your employer how many people or what status you want to claim yourself. If you're single, married, filing joint, married, filing separately, or head of household.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who is new to this, they have to fill out a new one. But someone who has been with the company for a long time, they have the old form. But anybody starting like from 2019 and going forward, there's a new W-4. And that W-4 changed when our previous president was in office. They changed it and made it short. It used to be long. You used to have 2, 3 pages. Now the only thing they have are 3 steps, and it's on the front of the form. They only ask you to claim your dependents, meaning if you make 200,000 or less than 400,000, there's a line that says multiply however many people, like married, filing joint, or whatever. If or let's say if you have children,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a child, they say multiply the qualifying child or children. If you have one child or 3 children, whatever, you multiply that number by 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number you put
Mm-hmm.
in that area.
Right.
Okay. And then the second line, it says multiply the number of other dependents by 500. That would be like a niece or a nephew, a mother, grandmother, whoever else you take care of
Mm-hmm.
the whole year. Okay. Now, that's step 3. Step 2 is you just have to read it. It's not filling out anything. It's just giving you information. Step 3 is when you claim your dependent. Now, step 4, that's the last step. When you get to jobs, they ask you if you have any other income. If you have a part-time job or anything like that,
What you
that's on the line 4A.
what you're talking about is the fact is that what they're really trying to do with these forms is that if you have a part-time job, because at one time you didn't have to kind of put the two together. So and
Absolutely.
so now because of the COVID things change. You got some that will do DoorDash and things like that.
Mhm.
That's where a lot of that
Yeah.
comes into the new forms. Because what
Yeah.
happens is that when you're doing DoorDash, if I'm not mistaken, this is where I was trying to get the whole concept of W-2 versus 1099. If I'm not mistaken, I
Mhm.
think DoorDash and Uber, and I don't quote me on it, but I'm thinking that they're probably 1099.
They are definitely 1099.
So that's my point
And
about
that's because it's not your own business. You're still working for Uber or DoorDash or Lyft or whomever.
what
So
that's
you are not
10. You're
just
1099.
employed.
You're 1099
Yes,
because you're using your own vehicle. First of all, using your own
absolutely.
vehicle. And so because really what I want to do, I just don't want to. I really just want to get on here and get everybody to understand how things tie together. Because
Hmm.
if they need us from that perspective of really going into the details, I need you to
Hmm.
consult with CLA and reach out to us. So that way, what happens is we um, can guide you in the right direction to making sure whether you W-2 or 1099
Yeah.
that things are that your stuff should be taken care of and once you file your taxes, which is this month. What day is it? April what? April
15th.
April 15th. Okay, and so that's what I was getting into the W-2 when I know me. So me, did you get
Yeah.
your answer about trying to say that the form is different this year or something like
Well,
that? Because I
yes,
think
she went in depth on it. It was just it's just one item on the form where
You're
where it
concerned
asks you,
about.
do you want to hold out? Do you have any with additional withholdings? And if you add like $40 or $50 to your check, at the end of the year, you can make sure you don't owe any money. That's the only point I
That's
wanted to make that W-2,
yeah,
because that's important. So
very important.
right. So then you have the 1099 form, and that's also the 1099 form is for um, owner
And
operators
contractors.
mm-hmm.
and contractors, and
Yeah.
we have both. So
Yeah.
at the end of the year, so when you have owner operators and contractors, Merlin, you have to, as a business, you have to keep track of everything that you pay them. So at the end of the year, you make sure you report that they made X amount of dollars, that they made the right amount, right? How does
Absolutely.
that work? Is that how that
That's
works?
that's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Well, and that's and so the thing about it is that, like I said, getting on here is really about, you know, making sure everybody understand that as we do this on a day-to-day basis, that when we sit down talking about taxes, it's important and imperative that, you know, you make sure you get off to the right start with taxes, because taxes is the easiest way to bring down a business,
It
and it's
Yeah,
is.
also
you
it
have to
is
do a lot of. You got to be very, very organized.
exactly,
Extreme.
and it takes a
You
team. You know how somebody said it takes a village. Go ahead, Ms. Marilyn. What you saying?
No,
keep
she was.
great notes and keep receipts.
Oh yeah,
Keep
definitely.
receipts. Keep receipts. Keep receipts.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
know.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, and so and that's what it really was about today was just, and Miss Marilyn, that's why I say I appreciated that you joined. I know we had to, as far as the, the little technical situation, but we worked through it, because sometimes the one thing I'm never going to give the devil any shout outs or anything because of the fact that we have technical problems. You don't want to get that information out there. But the one thing about over at CLA, we have our technical situation, but we still fight through it. And the show always end up being great, you know what I'm saying? But we telling them that this is what we do on a day-to-day basis. This is, I mean, the things you and me, Michelle have to do on a day-to-day basis as far as, making sure that, that we at Crawford Transportation just move the ball forward in a way and dealing with all what's going on. I mean, high fuel prices, interest rate, everybody's talking about the interest rate now because the Feds decided to go up on the interest rate, but it went up just 1%, but it does, make a difference. I mean, the war in Ukraine, I mean, it makes a difference. That drives the fuel price up. So the different shortages we have, but the thing about it is that is where a lot of times when you see individuals have a job that's getting a W-2, and like me said about the extra income, that some are actually doing Uber and all those different jobs. Well, guess what?
Mhm.
You tie those two together, which I know a lot of people got jammed up with it, because now that W-2 you have, let's say at a company, I'm not gonna call any company names, and then all of a sudden you get off there, working 9 to 5, and it's okay. Well, I'm gonna just do maybe 2 or 3 Ubers, or DoorDash. That's straight income. So you got to put that on your on your taxes, and then all of a sudden when you don't put it on your taxes, um, they gonna send you a what? They're gonna send you what in the mail? What they send you in the mail?
You
1096 or what they send you in the mail? What they send you in the mail? I'm just
They'll send
asking y'all.
you a letter from the
know,
Send you.
from the IRS. They'll send you a letter telling you, if you're
yeah.
delinquent, if you're at fault, if you got to pay. They'll send you a letter regardless. One thing that people need to know: the IRS does not call you.
Yeah,
The
but I'm saying as far as like when the company send out their 1099 at the end of the year,
99.
yeah, the
Yes.
1099
Yeah,
and
send out a 1099 to everyone that's under contract. So we
exactly.
Right.
track of every invoice that they send us for payment. We have to make sure that we keep track of the amount that we paid them. We have to keep track of how much we pay them
Yeah.
because we have to make sure we report the correct amount to the state.
And so with
Absolutely.
right there, and then Marilyn and me, is on with either
And
one of y'all. So when you report to the state, what form do you send to the state?
Well, it's not the. How can I
You
say?
have to send a different form, don't you? Because the 1099 would just send it.
Well, everything is done
to
electronically, so we
and
don't send any. I'm sorry, Marilyn. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
we have to file those 1099s. We have to file them with the federal government and the state government. So
Exactly.
when we file them with the IRS,
Hmm.
and they have to correspond with us, and then we
Yes.
also have to send them to the state
Yeah.
because there are taxes on them both, federal
Exactly.
taxes and state taxes. So we
Hmm.
do have to report that as an employer.
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. So what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is that when you do a W-2, and let's say you work for, I'm just going to use Hardee's or something, or Popeyes, I'm just using those names, and all of a
Right.
sudden you get off work from 9 to 5, work, okay, and then you do the Uber on your way home. The thing about it
Right.
is that Uber is going to send, just like the W-2, all of it goes up to the federal government to let them know
Yeah.
under your IRS, under your Social Security number, or if you're a subcontractor, under your EIN number, that,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is one income if you got 1099 over here, and this is this income if you got W-2. They're going to come back and say, okay, hey, and then if you go do your taxes on the 15th and you don't show the 1099 information, okay, like
Yes.
Michelle said earlier, you're going to get a letter in the mail say, okay, you did not claim this income that
That's
we
right.
know about. And
Mhm.
so that's what I'm
And
saying to everybody, that, going into this new particular 2021, 2022 year,
Mm-hmm.
taxes is going to be a big dilemma to
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people because of the
absolutely.
relaxing of the COVID, they let a lot of things kind of slide, which was, because of the COVID. Now everybody's back to work. They're looking for those numbers. They're looking for those. And it better. And if you sign that document,
Mm-hmm.
which is a federal document stating, I mean, you can say to the best of your ability or your knowledge, but if you tell
But
your
yeah.
accountant, going to say, your accountant gets that, kind of gets that,
Mm-hmm.
that check that box in to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
This that my client told me this is all the income they have.
Right.
But the person with that Social Security and that EIN number, I don't think you get that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I
done
just
electronically
not
too.
here.
You say what, Ms. Raylan? I'm listening.
Michelle, you said that they send it electronically. From what we send to the IRS, it goes to them electronically, just
Mm-hmm.
like any other business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna piggyback on something that both of you all said. That letter that you're gonna get from IRS is not only gonna say that we know about the extra income that you didn't report, but the tax examiner is going to calculate it for you, and they're gonna say you owe this amount of money.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you cannot escape it, because as long as it's being reported from your employer or whomever you're working for, IRS is going to know about it.
Exactly.
And they
Eh,
have to do it
Right.
because it's a liability for the company. So they
Yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
why I really wanted this, the
We
live,
do it
go
electronically.
ahead.
We do it electronically. We have to enter all the numbers in manually, which is a
Yeah.
process. And anything, and when you're a 1099, anything, we have to report anything over $600 or more. So that's where that
Absolutely.
$600 comes in, when they were talking about looking at people's bank accounts and taxing people's cash
Mhm.
apps and so forth and so on, because they didn't do that before. So now you had
That's
a lot
right.
of people that was working for themselves, and they were using cash app to receive payment, and the money was
Yeah.
going into their bank account. So therefore they were hiding their money and hiding from paying taxes that way, because they had all their money on their cash app, so they wasn't paying taxes on it. So now, even
Allegedly.
if it's on your cash app, if it's $600 or more, they now have access to see what's on your cash app. They can have access to see what's in your bank account. So you can no longer hide income from the IRS
That's right.
unless you're just getting paid under the table.
And so, you know, like I said, everything is what we're talking about is just trying to, you know, like having when you have the, you know, young generation that's listening to this lives that because at the end of the day, like I said, it's about Transportation Tuesday, but it's really about just business in general. If you handle your business, then you won't have any issues. Meaning that if you know that I'm going to do Ubering or DoorDash or things like that,
Right.
go ahead and add an
Right.
additional $50
Right.
or $100 to your main job W-2. That way, what happens is you're being taxed a little bit more over here, and you're making money over here. It balances itself out, and this is why I wanted to get into
Yes.
it, because what happens is, like I said, the biggest thing about me is getting on here trying to get the information out to just say, hey, you know, there's no reason for you to be scared of taxes. Just pay your portion. Allegedly, you know, you have people out here trying to do certain things to get around it. Well, those things have changed because now everything is done electronic or filing. It's done, you know, there's no way you can get around it because we personally, because businesses cannot send things through the mail anymore. Those days are gone, and it's called pre-COVID. I mean, well, post-COVID. Everything is COVID now. I mean, you think about it, you know, before COVID, I don't even think DoorDash would have even took off. You know, everybody's like, man, I go get my own food. But because now, you know, everybody's kind of somewhat programmed to just, but that is now become income where you don't have to go and work at, you know, a second job to a second job to to um to bring in a second job as far as like if I'm working at Popeyes and I'm working at Hardee's and I'm filling out two W-2s. No, I can work at Popeyes and then I can go do I can go do DoorDash once I get off, and this is a 1099.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted this versus, because I wanted, especially young generation or anyone that's on here that's a parent and your kids are out here, make
Work.
sure you tell them, say, hey, look here, man, let me get these taxes right, because these kids get these taxes wrong. The interest rate gonna be, you know.
But that's if the kids are doing taxes. I don't even know too many young people if they're doing get their taxes done. I really, you know, wish they, you know, because some young people get their letter at the end of the year and don't know what to do, and they probably in the backseat of their car or something. So
Well, yeah, you're
I'm
right. Yeah.
hoping, you know, if the young people on this live that they share with their friends, you know, make sure you get your taxes done at the end of the year, and make sure you fill out your W-2s properly when you know, apply for these positions.
Well, make sure, and like you said too, but a lot of the young generation is doing something that I'm like I said, I'm a fan of them. You know, I got, he's like a nephew to me, got his own clothing line, things he do. You know, his mom tell him all the time, you got to do this, this, and this. Us parents have to tell our kids, you know, and then, you know, because some of them just don't know. I mean, it's like me and you was talking one day, and I was telling you, I said, didn't you tell me that the kids don't write cursive? And you was like, yeah. I was like, whoa. See, I don't get that one. I really, because when you say you got to print your name, and then you say you got to do a signature, and so, but what I'm saying is that it's certain things we cannot allow to be just taken that is sacred. Learning how to write in cursive is it's important, because there's a difference between print and signature. You see what I'm saying? And I never, you know, until you told me this a couple of weeks ago, of how something is essential, how this world is moving so fast. In 3 years, just think about it. In 3 years, and America has changed. It's been here over 400 and something years. And it's changed in 3 years in a way that was lightning speed for somebody to bring your own food. And here we are doing lives. I mean, we weren't even doing lives. It was like, man, I'm not doing that. Zoom and all that. So now here we are talking about taxes on a three-way in a way that's amazing to get the knowledge out there. And that's why, and just having a conversation about it, what we're doing. And we're talking, we don't spend 30 minutes making taxes sound beautiful. I guess you could say that. You know what I'm saying? So you got something to say, Ms.
Tori,
Go ahead.
signature is a signature, not a print. And so
Right.
that's why a signature is so important, because when they said sign and they say print, those are two different things.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on now,
Yeah.
but
Why they know
those are two
you
totally different things.
heard
Uh,
sign now.
A
So
signature.
document
Yeah.
exactly.
sign.
And so, like you said, I guess I'm an OG, and you said auntie is what they. So I guess the OGs and the aunties speaking. So we gotta maybe do a versus OGs versus the aunties or something. I don't know. We gotta do something because we just gotta make sure. That's why I love when my son TJ got on here, my nephew got on here. You know, you know, that generation, but they're moving so fast, and it's important that they continue to move at that speed. The only thing I guess the OGs and the aunties has to do is slow it down for it to make sense. And this is what this Zoom, what we're doing right here, it does. It's just, we're talking to them about, things of the nature of, hey, I know you got a full-time job and I'm proud of you, no matter what you're doing. And I know you got your hustle on and you want to do 1099, but that's a 10. And that's why some of them have some of the nicest cars. I'm like, how they get that car? Well, they doing the DoorDash, and I'm like, wow, but and I was like, some dudes can make, and I think my son told me like, Dad, we make about 50,
If
$60,
you if
like.
you can make a whole bunch of money on DoorDash.
Exactly. I'm talking about straight cash. We ain't talking about nothing coming out. I'm talking about
It
straight.
look like
Yes.
I know
Yeah,
my
And
DoorDash like so.
yeah, and and I
I'm
mean,
glad you mentioned that, Tori, about taking that additional money, because on that W-4, it will say an extra withholding.
yeah,
So if you don't have that, then you need to go back and revisit it,
that's like,
because you will find yourself in deep trouble when you get ready to file,
and
for
you're
sure.
talking about. Let me just do the math on this, and like I said, while Miss Bell, we actually done went from 30s to an hour almost with me. I mean, she'll tell you. We When you're talking about somebody giving you a 1099, right? At the end of in what, February, right? By February, correct? I'm not mistaken, right? Is it
Yeah.
February? When you got to have that? When you got to have everything up to the government? I'm gonna ask y'all that.
Okay,
Uh, Michelle, you want to answer that?
I gotta have it to the IRS by the end
It's
of
like
February, I think it is. February.
yeah,
My volume
It's
is
like
so messed up right
like
now.
February or 22nd, something like that. I have to have everything entered into electronically into the
hmm
system. By January 31st. I have to have all my 1099s and W-2s mailed out. So they have stamped.
exactly. So think about that for a moment. All of a sudden, I'm gonna use my son as an example. He was like, Dad, he good. He don't make a little money, and I always use him as an example. But all of a sudden, he get a 1099 in the mail, and it says $10,000 in cash. He's like, I made $10,000 doing DoorDash. He gonna look at like, hey, I made $10,000 doing DoorDash, and he gonna and I'm gonna be like, well, son,
Yeah.
your W-2 did what it's supposed to do because you took taxes
Yeah.
out. I'm over there,
Right.
but this 1099, that's straight cash. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so you gotta do, if I'm not mistaken, you probably do what, 33% on that 1099? Is it 33%? Somewhere up in that range? I
Somewhere.
think I think Miss Maryland's she
Yeah.
having some tips. She's gonna have to let her back in.
Yeah.
So it's like 33%.
Yeah.
So if we had to do 33% of 10,000, you're gonna probably go somewhere around $3,300, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Somewhere
Yep.
around that. So all of a
All
sudden,
from your
my son like, Dad, I owe him 3,300, and I'm saying, not saying he does. Like I said, I'm just using him as an example
right.
because I know he has, he does a little bit of here and there, and then that's
Hmm.
the, and that's the, that's what I was saying about
Yeah.
because it's post. This is post COVID. I think I'm saying it right because post COVID, you know, because when it was pre COVID,
Hmm.
none of that stuff was there. We
Right.
didn't have to do the electronic filing and all that. We could send it in the mail. Da da
Well,
da.
no,
hmm
the electronic filing is just for the electronic filing is what we have to do.
Yeah, I know,
You
but I'm saying you didn't have to have. It was something to be done in the mail and stuff be
you know
delayed.
sending your taxes in the mail is very old school, but
Mm-hmm.
go to HR block and stuff like that. All they're doing is filing it electronically. That's why people go to HR block and all the other places that do taxes. They're filing your taxes electronically in TurboTax. That's electronic filing. So yeah, the majority of the people do it that way so they can get their money back faster. You get your money back within 2 weeks if you do it electronic filing. If you send it through the mail, you got to wait probably 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the business perspective, when the businesses are sending it out, they're doing it.
Business, we have to file our business taxes and our returns as far as W-2s and 1099s. We have to load that electronically into the state and federal systems.
Exactly. So pre-COVID, you used to send them in the mail. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Three years ago, it wasn't mandatory. Now it's mandatory that businesses do it this way. So guess what? It goes a lot faster. That's what I'm saying. So, nobody can use it. Well, I never got it in the mail or all this and the third. You see where I'm going with that. That's why I'm saying things have changed in 3 years. But it's important that we evolve our children, because 3 years ago, our baby boy was 18 years old. Now he's about to be 21. All this happened during COVID, where now he's like, okay, Mom, Dad, what is this? You understand? Because during the COVID, he was in college and all that stuff. He didn't have to deal with all that, And so now they're having to deal with this. And so it's important for us as, parents, or as we say, the OGs and the aunties or whatever, to make sure that we let them know, because Irish not playing going post-COVID. They're not playing. They're going to get this money back, and that's all I wanted to have it versus, W-2 versus 1099. And that's why I wanted this live, with y'all, because all we're going to do this month is talk about taxes. We're going to talk about taxes and continue to give, some information to try to make sure everybody is, up on, as they say, on the street level game, up on the game. And the young ones, we have to, because if they can take away something as simple as, if they can misunderstanding something of how important printing versus signature is, you can imagine how it's bad when you are not able to talk about, dealing with the taxes, W-2 versus 1099. You understand what I'm saying, Ms. Marilyn? Can you hear me, Ms. Marilyn? Ms. Marilyn, can you hear me?
I'm still having a little bit of technical difficulties. I could barely hear you. It said it's kind of dead, so I can barely hear you. That's why I keep going in and out. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Well, we'll just work on that next time. Like I said, next week we'll be talking about business taxes versus personal taxes. And so we'll be able to, just like I said, but anyway, so, the live went well tonight. And other than, technical problems, we'll fix those. But like I want everybody to know to kind of chime in next week, about, talking about the business taxes versus the personal taxes. Today we just talked about W-2, and we talked about
1099.
The 1099, and that is the form of taxes, but we're going to get into the business taxes, because there are more things about the business taxes, and there are more things within your personal income taxes. So, and I'm going to come from the perspective of, like I said, because each individual is on this live, they're their own bosses, they're CEOs, they have their own businesses, and there's a few things they still have to do from their business income taxes, and that they also have to do from their personal income taxes. So we'll be talking about that. And it's the kind of, like I said, and because like I said, that, sometimes people quote unquote understand W-2 versus 1099 a lot quicker, but at the same time, understanding, I was just trying to tell the, younger ones, and then the ones that are on here that have kids or whatever have you, explaining them how this 1099 thing is really finna come back to bite them, because what's going to happen is, once a DoorDash or a Uber Eats or any of these companies send that 1099 to your child, are they keeping up with their miles? So we'll get into all that, next deductions and stuff. Yeah, but we'll get into all that, next week when we talk about, because that business income tax is really going to make a difference of how you structure your 1099 side, and then on your personal, personal income tax, how you structure that W-2. So today was really just trying to set the platform for next week and things of that nature. But I wanted to have, as you said, the OGs and the aunties on here. I don't know if I'm gonna put that OG versus the auntie next time. That sounds cool though. You know what I'm saying? So. But let me, Miss Marilyn, do you have anything, Miss Marilyn? Can you hear me? I don't know if we lost her or not.
Not right now, but I'm looking forward to next Tuesday, so I can pitch back into where you were, because
Okay,
I guess that's why they call me Auntie, because this technical stuff is really messing with me.
I got you. I got you.
So
I got you.
hopefully next week everything will be great.
Trust me.
And I appreciate you having me on too, because
Oh,
I
no
love
problem.
taxes.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't like to pay them, but I love them.
Exactly.
So
Hey, but the good thing about it, like I said, she's our, I guess she's our social media guru. She does everything for us behind the scenes. Carrie, I know she's soaking it all up. But she definitely, will just make sure you're comfortable next week. And if it's something that we've seen, we
good.
always are tweaking. The one thing about this platform, we're getting better. Like I said, my beautiful wife, for a moment there, she was like, man, she's always behind the scene, So now, she got them beautiful glasses on. She's doing her thing, and so now it's like, okay, it's gotten better on this end. So so we're getting better at it, Ms. Merrill. So trust me, and you'll enjoy being on the lives. Normally we have Heather with us, and she'll probably be on next
I
week with
think I
us.
need to move up to an iPhone. That's it. I need to
Yeah.
upgrade.
And you know what? I guarantee you, anybody on this live will probably
That's
say,
it.
yes, sir. Hey,
Upgrade.
and they're going to be
Okay.
like, yeah. And they might say, yeah, auntie, you got to move up to the iPhone. You got to see. Because I would tell you, I had to move to the iPad, and it's been so much better. And so, but I think if you do decide to go there, what you think, me? If you want to close on that,
Well,
what you think?
everybody should at least get an upgrade.
Yeah, everything is a good upgrade. Go ahead.
A new iPhone not gonna hurt nobody, but thank you for your time for getting on the live with us, Marilyn.
Yeah. So anyway, Ms. Marilyn, you got anything you want to talk about your business before we get off here? I know you got a business and stuff that you do. Anything you want to close on that? Just tell them, hey, your business you have, stuff you do. If you can hear, if you can't, then I understand. She probably can't hear. Okay, so me, you want to close out?
I just want to thank everybody for taking the time out to get on this live with us. I see some I see everyone who gets on here with us every week. Thank you for taking the time out your day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. We're going to continue to provide you guys with the knowledge that we have. So hopefully you can use it and it'll help you grow in your business. And maybe next week I'll shout out my business again. I don't think
Gotcha.
today, but maybe I'll do it next week. We'll see.
All right. Well, with that said, me. I just thank everybody for being on here. I think the thing about it is that we're getting better with the lives. Want everybody to understand that, like I said, with CLA, Transportation Tuesday is the platform, but we're really talking about business here. And if you really want to know about how to make things your business grow, just tune into our lives. You can reach us at on Facebook at Crawford Logistics and Associate, on Instagram Crawford Logistics and Associate, and also on our website at crawfordlogisticsandassociate.com. And also we have a YouTube page that you can actually go see the lives on our YouTube page at Crawford Logistics at YouTube. And but like I said, we're really just trying to continue to just get the information out there. This month we're gonna be talking taxes, and really the reason why we're talking taxes because we just want to make sure that we get everybody ready for it. Whether it's gonna be regardless, you got to get it in. But at the same time, you have somebody that you can reach out to, because if you reach out to us and get a consultation at CLA, we'll be able to help you with whatever you're going through. But really and truly, like I said, getting your transportation business out there, this is what I know. This is what we know. we know how to, we do this every day as far as transportation, how to run a transportation business. But at the same time, each one of these individuals that are part of CLA, along with me, they're their own bosses, and these young ladies know how to, make that happen. So for anybody that's looking to reach out to someone that to make sure that you able to get your business in the right direction, then this is the platform for you. But like I said, with that said, it's any day above ground. It's a blessed day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's a blessed day. So with that said, I want to say peace out to everybody and nothing
Thank,
but love. See you next Tuesday. Talk to you in a minute.
thank you
All
for
right.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Peace.